FDI is foreign direct investment. What is FDI? A resident of India is investing in foreign properties. No.
It's a resident outside India is investing in say like equity or in a company basically in India, like an Indian company.
Yes. And any other thing? Why is FDI important for India?
Investment in foreign currency in India.
Investment in foreign currency in India. They bring in foreign currency in India.
Promoting development.
Yes.
And giving our Indian companies a way into the market in the other country that is investing.
Yes. So you're allowing you're allowing foreign people to kind of invest in India. Okay. So okay. Equity instruments by a person resident outside India in an unlisted Indian company or 10% or more of the post-issue paid-up capital on a fully diluted basis of a listed Indian company. Okay. Do you all know what type of companies are there in India? Just 1 second, please. Okay. Do you all know what type of companies are there in India?
Private companies, public companies, sector, Section 8 companies.
Okay. Who's listed on stock exchange? Public company. Can all public companies be listed? Should all public companies be listed? Will all public companies be listed? No. Let me quickly open. One second. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so you have one type is you have a listed company. What are the examples of a listed company? Anybody? Anybody listed company?
This HDFC, all your companies that you can trade on the stock market.
HDFC, okay. And give me one of the IT companies.
Infosys.
Yeah, Reliance. Okay. Now these are listed companies. Now give me some private companies. No, give me not private. Give me some unlisted companies. Name some unlisted companies. Anything.
Flipkart. Is it?
Flipkart is listed. They recently came into an IPO. They recently got listed. Okay, let me give you my company as an example. Okay. Lifestyle. So Lifestyle is a private company, unlisted company. Now, in listed companies, you have two types. So these are some main type of a listed unlisted company. But as per the Companies Act, you have, it's called a private company and public company. Okay, you have private company. Private company is always NBFCs. Yes, that's the banking section thing. So private company. So main types of companies, you have private and you have a public company. Now private company, it can never be listed until it converts itself to a public company. It can never be listed. So private companies will always have private limited in their company name. So it's always, so if you look at say when you go shopping, when you go to when you order from Swiggy, do you see the bill and do you see what's written? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So it'll not be Swiggy. It'll be some other name and it'll be private limited company. So if you shop in Lifestyle, you'll find a name called Lifestyle International India Private Limited. Or if you shop from any other small shop like Baskin and Robbins, all their bills will have different names and they'll have private limited company. So private limited will be there in the name in the bill. So you from that you can identify if it's a private company or it's a public company. Next is a public company. You have two types. You have, if you are a public company, you can be an listed company or it will be an unlisted company. Okay, so not all public companies are listed on the stock exchange. So only few companies are listed on the stock exchange. So have you all do you all know the CIN number of the company? Are you all aware of CIN?
Identity number.
CIN number? I didn't get you, Nikita.
Corporate identity number or something like they get it when they incorporate.
Yes, it is there. It is given for each company. It's an identification mark. Now, wait. Let me. How do? One second. Just 1 minute. Let me give you an example of SIN number. All these are like some basics of. Okay, so this is an example of a SIN number. Okay, if it U means an unlisted company. Okay, so sometimes for a listed company this will be L. So this company is an unlisted company. Now this is a number. KA means KA is a Karnataka registration company. So if it's a Maharashtra registration company, it will be MH, or it will be any other. Name. Like if it's a Tamil Nadu, it will be TN. Then you have 2004. 2004 is nothing but the year of incorporation. So whenever you look at a SIN number, you will find this. Then you can identify it's when the company was incorporated. PTC is private limited company. So if it's a public company, it will be PLC. And then the last 5 digits is your company identification number. So this is how you can identify if it's a private company or a public company, or if it's a public company and unlisted, it will be L and this will be PLC. That means it's not a listed company. So this is how you can identify a private company by looking, or a public company by looking at this number. Okay, this was a short thing on private. What is a private and okay. Okay. Now, why all this started was because of our definition of FDI. It said any amount of investment in an unlisted company, unlisted Indian company, or 10% in a listed company. Now, diluted, fully diluted is nothing but fully paid up amount. So, if 10 rupees is the thing, all the calls have been made, 10 rupees has been paid. So, 10% or more of the post-issue paid up capital. That's the definition of an FDI. Now, objective of the government is to attract and promote FDI to order supplement domestic capital, technology and skills for accelerated economic growth and development. So, the more you get FDI into the country, the more foreign money will come in, and the more the country will develop. Now, capital means equity shares. Now, if you all have Companies Act. Yeah, Companies Act, there will be a chapter of types of shares, what types of investment I can make into the company. So there are equity shares, there are fully compulsorily and mandatorily convertible preference shares, there are debentures, and there are warrants. Now, fully compulsory mandatory convertible. So there are many preference shares, types of preference shares which are non-convertible, or it is only half convertible, or 3/4 convertible. It's not fully paid up. So all that would not come under definition of capital. So definition of capital is only for equity shares, fully convertible preference shares, or fully convertible debentures and warrants. Sometimes there are non-convertible debentures also that will not come under the definition of capital. Any queries so far? Yes, no.
Ma'am, can you please explain that in the first point, 10% or more in the post-issue paid up capital part?
So post-issue paid up capital. Now, in the beginning, when the company issues shares to the public, have you heard of face value? So face value, sometimes they'll be like 10 rupees face value, or 100 rupees face value, 1 rupee face value. And they call for shares. Now, if it's 10 rupees, first year they'll tell you give me 5 rupees only. Second year they'll tell you give me 2 rupees only. So if you're having 10 shares, first year you will pay 50 rupees. Second year you will pay 20 rupees. So basically they'll call. Whenever the company calls for money, that time you pay. So until the full 10 rupees is got by the shareholder, that's called diluted. So the entire 10 rupees you should have paid. Now, 10% or more post-issue paid up capital. So you have paid up capital in your balance sheet. How much money I have invested, how much money a shareholder has invested in the company is called a paid up capital. So there is paid up capital, there is authorized capital. You know the difference between authorized capital and paid up capital? Authorized capital is how much maximum you can get from the public. That's an authorized capital. Paid up capital is how much you have received from the public. So that means the difference now, if authorized capital is 100 rupees, paid up capital is 50 rupees, that means in future you have the right to get that 50 rupees from the public by issuing more equity shares in future. So your paid up capital, if I am a shareholder and I have got 10% of the paid up capital, the main paid up capital, if I've got 10%, then I will be called a FDI. Understood? Okay. Do you all know a shareholding pattern? What is a shareholding pattern? Yes, no. What is a shareholding pattern?
The number of shares that each investor or shareholder holds in that particular year in the company.
Yes. So for a listed company, when you all will be studying regarding the listing requirements, you will get to know that every quarter you need to submit shareholding pattern to the SEBI. On a quarterly basis, you have to give details to your stock exchange saying how much is your shareholding pattern. So do you all want to see how FDI number comes in a shareholding pattern? I mean, this is just for your knowledge. Nothing to do with the syllabus.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let me quickly open our website for you. I'm not sure if you can see. Tell me if you all can see the NSE website. Can you
Yes,
see
ma'am.
the NSE? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's look into Infosys. So when you look at, so this is how the NSE website looks. They keep changing it every few months. I don't know why. Okay, where is the shareholding pattern here? Oh, complicated. Shareholding pattern, where did they go? So this, if you look at the website, this is the announcements and all their time to time, whatever they disclose to the stock exchange comes here. Then you have the annual reports, board meeting, when the next board meeting is held, you will get to know here. Any corporate actions, any buyback, AGM, dividend, all that information you will get under corporate actions. Corporate governance, company directory, contact information, investor complaints, insider trading, shareholder. So if you look at the shareholding pattern, okay. So all this information is given by the XPRL link. Why don't they have? Oh, they don't have on the website. Strange. Okay, it's come. Okay, so this is the format of, this is as on March 31st, 2023. This is how a shareholding pattern will look. So the first one is a set of questions where you'll have to tell yes, no. Then that's called a declaration, summary. How much is the promoter group? There are 25 shareholders. How much they held? Public, how many shareholders are there? How many shares they held? Non-promoter, non-public, 2. All of that, employee trust, blah, blah, blah. All of that is available there. So let's go into the promoter. These are all the promoters' names. You can see that on the website. So our main is FDI. That will go into the next page. Public shareholding. When you look at public shareholding, you can see mutual funds. Okay, you can see if there are any, SBI, any NBFCs, all of that. How many banks are shareholders? How many insurance companies are there? Then you have details of institution, which is foreign. So you can see here foreign direct investment is 0. But there are foreign portfolio investors, which is 1,350. How many shareholders there is? So basically, portfolios are small investors, which is not 10% and above. So as per our definition, FDI means 10% of the paid up capital. So does Infosys have got FDI? No, because there's no shareholder who's got 10% of the paid up capital. So that FPI is none other than small investors like NRIs, all of that who have invested. They have, those investors come under the foreign portfolio. There is another category of NRIs also. So basically, foreign portfolio investors are multiple investors that, multiple, there is a percentage. We will look into it a little bit later, but there's a percentage. If it's less, then they are called foreign portfolio investments. Then you have, non-institutional, foreign, all of that is there. So this is how, so if you look at See, you have foreign nationals, 8, NRIs, 50,000, foreign companies, there are 6, and this is Indian body corporates. So this is how a shareholding pattern looks. So FDI, Infosys does not have any FDI, but they do have foreign nationals, foreign companies, and NRIs as investors. Okay, so that's how a shareholding pattern, when you're filing it with the stock exchange, that's how your shareholding pattern will look. Any doubts? Okay, so general conditions on FDI. Do you want to continue, or we'll stop for the day? There are quite a lot. We'll do this in the next class. Will have any queries? Okay. Some reading for you all to do. I need 3 type of businesses under automatic route and 3 under government route, because that's what we're going to discuss in FDI. There is automatic route and business automatic route and government route. So last time we had discussed about there are 2 types of investment: automatic approval route and automatic route. So 3 types of businesses that require government approval, and 3 types of businesses that you can get money without the government approval. Okay. Any queries so far for today's class? Whatever we've done in today's class?